Hi, I'm Mike from BoosterPlay.com, and today I'm going to be going over some strategies that I learned over the years to help you win at Sleeping Queens. I'm going to assume that you already know the rules for the game, but if you need a quick refresher, you can check out my video on that as well. But let's get right into it. So my first tip is to always remember where the Rose Queen is hidden. The Rose Queen is only worth 5 points, but since she can awaken another queen when she's awakened from the center, you always want to know where she is. If she's ever put back to sleep, you want to remember where she's hidden so that you can draw her on your next turn if given the opportunity. In that same vein, it brings me to my next tip, which is to always remember where high value queens are hidden. For example, the Heart Queen is worth the most points with 20. There are also the Cat Queen and the Dog Queen, which are worth 15 points each. If those are ever put back to sleep, you want to remember where they are so that you can draw them again if you get the chance. Speaking of the Dog and the Cat Queen, if you ever have one in your possession, you want to make sure you do everything you can not to draw the other because they can't coexist. If you draw the other, you have to put them immediately back to sleep. So if you have one sitting in front of you and the other is put back to sleep, remember where it is so that you don't draw it again. My next tip is to save your power cards for late in the game when decisions become more critical. If you use them early in the game, it doesn't make so much of an impact on who wins, but having a clutch card to play when it's needed can be the difference between winning and losing. For example, if early in the game I had used one of my wand cards to negate a sleeping potion on one of my queens, it wouldn't have made much difference because there's still a lot of game left to be played. But in this case, I have 4 queens and I'm about to win the game. If my opponents try to use a sleeping potion and put one of my queens back to sleep, I can negate it with a wand card and I'm still in position to win. Same with the knight. If they try to play a knight, I can negate it with a defensive card and the dragon, and there's nothing they can do. Another powerful strategy is to always put the Rose Queen back to sleep when you have the opportunity. Of course, make sure you remember where you put her, and that way you have a chance to draw her and another queen on your next turn. In Sleeping Queens, it's possible to win not just by collecting enough queens, but to win by points. So usually you want to steal queens that are worth more points. In this case, the Heart Queen is available for stealing, so I could steal her, and this way I'm already up to 40 points and I could potentially win with one more queen. However, you might want to consider stealing a queen that's only worth 15 points. This way, if another player is looking to steal a queen, they're more likely to steal the one worth 20 than they are your 15. My next tip is to discard your number cards as soon as possible, especially early in the game. They're of no strategic value and you don't want them in your hand. You want to gather as many power cards as you can. So in this case, I can get rid of all 3 because 1 plus 3 equals 4. This gives me an opportunity to draw more cards and get a power card. In this instance, I grabbed a king. In general, I like to save my power cards for late in the game, so I would continue with discarding my number cards, even if I only get rid of 1 at a time. My next tip is to always be conscious of how many points your opponents have. In this case, my opponent has 45 points, so they would win with any queen on their next turn. So I have to do anything that I can to get rid of one of their queens. If you found these tips useful, please like the video, it really helps me out. Also, make sure to run over to BoosterPlay.com to check out strategy guides on a lot of fun games. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.